I have a little bit of an accent once in a while. And I've just been in Oklahoma. Oh my gosh, it comes right back. Oh, what I was going to tell y'all, if you're worried about doing everything that, you know, how do I get the protein? How do I get the fiber I'm supposed to have? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. See this? I know you can't see it. It's backwards. Lentils, any kind of lentil. Figure out how to eat it. Put it on your salad, put it in a soup, put it in a burger. For seriously, 1/4, let's see. Yeah, 1/4 of a cup dry, which translates into a handful. A serving is like about a half cup or something like that. You don't have to have it all at once. That is 11 grams of protein and 10 grams of fiber, just that. So I'm telling you, start getting these in your diet every day. They're great on salads, really, and as a little dip with stuff. Anyway, so I just had to tell you that to start with. Okay, that's on the recording. That's the plus part of this class. My channel is Fitness Concepts Plus, PLUS, and it's for that reason. I have 5 recipes. I'm going to try to put some more recipes. I like to do it with people, so maybe I'll get some more on coming up. Oh, are you stressed? Pick up something like this. Boop. And squeeze the daylights out of it. See that? Yeah, I do this while I'm on my computer because it stresses me out, as many of you know. Okay, see this? It's a dang tea towel. You can use it for more than dishes. Okie dokie. There's about 7 moves. Anybody, I would say anybody, but especially if you're over 50, that you need to do daily. And this little tea towel will help you do it. So I'm on bare feet. I'm on my carpet. I'm going to be on this little pillow some. So if you don't have a pillow, don't worry about it. Just step out like that. See my tea towel? It could be a t-shirt. It could be anything that you can go like this with. Do you see this? This move, I'm not kidding you, is a huge move for some of us. If you have a tricky shoulder, you need to floss your joints, and you're reticent to do this move. And watch each other if you're together and you're doing this move, especially if you're hanging onto a tea towel, a t-shirt, a towel, something that you can just hold like that and go back so that the towel is running right across the top of your shoulders there. But here's what I want you to watch for. When you go to take your hands up and down, watch for what happens generally is this. You see what I just did? I wanted to go up and I dropped my head. Try not to drop your head. Now you will, and that's okay, because that's what slugs do. But you don't want to be a slug. So I'm going to go like this with my tea towel. I'm going to go to the top of my head, and I am not going to go with my elbows back. I am not going to do that. I'm going to keep my hands down, my elbows down, and I'm going to keep my chin tucked. So this is one of the first moves that a tea towel can help you do. Tuck your chin and go into retraction. So this is protraction, which is what we do all day long, and we slump around. Don't do that. If you want to change the way you function, you got to change the positioning, your alignment, because your form will follow the way you function. Okay, so here I am. First thing, drop your shoulders. I'm gonna do that again. Tight tummy. Now when I say tight tummy, not so tight that you quit breathing. You know why? Because your eyes bulge and it's not healthy. Well, I'm having a day. This is my day back after being gone for 3 weeks. Okay. My knees are soft, number one. They're shoulder width, number two. I'm gonna put my finger right here on my chin with my teeth shut. I'm gonna press it back so that my ears are over my shoulder. Take a big breath through my nose. Then I'm gonna go out with a tea towel. Keep that chin dropped in so that you're in retraction. Then I'm gonna bring the hands up like this. And I might do this even several times because some people with a wrist issue, an elbow issue, a shoulder issue, whoa, does that affect things? So you just go like this. And every time you do this, see, you bring that tea towel right here. Take a breath through your nose, bring it down. You are flossing your joints in that upper back, neck, shoulder, elbow. Then after you've done this a couple times, again, your knees are soft. The tummy's tight. You want to drop your shoulders. I'm going back over. And why am I doing this? Because if I don't keep telling you these things, you start going like this. And I don't want you to go like that. So drop your shoulders. Here I am. Now I'm going to bring it up to the top of my head. Then I'm going to slip it down and I'm going to bring my elbows right down here. I am not going to do this. Okay, now we'll do that, but not now. Here we go. Breath. In through the nose. Drop your shoulders. Drop that tea towel right there. Then go as far as you can to one side. Make sure your elbows are pointing downward. Do not point back. Okay? See how I'm keeping my chin tucked? I know it. Take a breath. Chin tucked. Chin tucked. Yeah. Yeah, I know. We're going to do a few more. I know, it's getting your attention now. Make sure that when you're going back and forth behind your head, that you're keeping your elbows pointing down. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your chin tucked. Now bring it back around, bring it back around, bring it back around. Yay. Take a breath. Now we're going to go to the next 2 or 3 moves that we're supposed to be doing every day. So we just did a retraction. Now we're going to bring it back around and we're going to do a shoulder blade squeeze. So I'm going to bring this towel right at the base of my neck, right there. I'm going to pull in as I bring my shoulder blades back. Now, when I'm doing that, if all these systems are go, then I'm going to just slip my heel back a little, not a lot. And now I'm in a single leg stance. So you know what that means. Those of you who've been with me. Do you see how I'm pulling my elbows back now? I'm pulling my shoulders down and my shoulder blades in. And I'm stretching the back of that calf and soleus and Achilles as it relates to the foot action, to the ankle action. If I struggle with balance, I will be very wide in my split stance here. Your shoulders are down. Now really pull those shoulder blades together. Okay, drop the shoulders down. Do a little tiny bend of the knee and then back. Make sure, if you're with people, make sure you're looking at each other's feet. They need to be pretty straight. Don't be turned out like a duck, okay? Take a big breath, drop your chin, then step back in. Release your hands. See that? Go back, thumbs are up. And now I'm going to slip the other leg back. Now, when I do that, if I struggle with balance, I'm going to do this. Instead of going back like this, I'm going to go wider. I'm going to just go wider. I'm not going to turn my foot. So now you're going to be able to hold your balance much more easily. And you don't turn that little stinking foot out, because that's what we always do. Drop your shoulders. Your thumbs are up. I'm dropping my shoulders and squeezing. Take a breath. And my chin goes back. Give yourself a chance to straighten up your posture. It's all about alignment. Okay, now I'm going to come up here while I'm holding this. I'm going to bend my knee in the back until I feel a stretch coming up through. It's the soleus. It's right underneath the calf muscle. It goes right into the Achilles, right into the foot. Now my elbows go back. Now my shoulders go down, and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. Okay, so if you don't want to know, if you want to blame anybody for me hammering on this, you need to call Kay. Because she needs to do this. Okay, take a breath. All of us need to do this. Okay, bend the knee, straighten the knee. Bend the knee in the back, straighten it. See, I'm going to show you. I'm bending, I'm straightening. That's all I'm doing. And when I'm finished with just this section, and we've already accomplished two or three of the very moves that seniors need to do daily, sometimes several times a day, okay? I'm cramming them into this session, but you can do them later because I know you love to do them, okay? Now I'm going to release, and I'm going to step forward. And I'm going to bring that hand down, okay? So what were the first three? We did a calf soleus pump, which helped our ankle. It's going to help you walk better immediately. You don't realize how much tension and tightness is in your calves, okay? Then we did a chin tuck to start with. We did a shoulder blade squeeze. So it's like a scapular retraction is what it is. It just brings it down. Scapula is your shoulder blade, that's all. So you go down and you go back like that. That is a scapular retraction, okay? Now we're going to do a back hyperextension. And if you just do up until and through this move right here, for all of Julia's guests, if you just do these with me, you're going to feel better. Okay? So Julia, they're your friends. Make sure you tell them not to be slugs. Okay? Just do this. All right. So we've already gone now down into the fourth move. So a lot of it, the very beginning, has to do with all this. And why? Because you don't want to look like this walking around. And that's where you're going unless you do these moves pretty much every day, multiple times a day. But I'm showing you how to do it. And a lot of it has to do with you have shoulder dysfunction and you don't work with it because you don't, oh, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt anyway. So work through, I'm not saying do moves that are really acutely a problem. I'm just saying that if you want to keep the use of your joints and you want to stand up instead of getting stuck here, then you go through these, just even up until this fourth one, do these. So here I go. My hands are on the back of the chair. It could be on counter. See that? It could be on a table. It could be a number of ways. I could be on the floor doing this, but I'm standing. So my feet are wide. My hands are right here on the chair. I'm going to walk into the chair a bit, drop those shoulders, then I'm going to put my hands right here. And if you will learn to do this, I saw this so many times when I was traveling in the airport, watching how people move and all different ages. And oh my goodness, people are standing around like this. I'm like, don't waste that time. Put yourself up against a wall or push into something in front of you. See how my legs are wide, my knees are bent, soft, shoulders down. We already did all that. Chin tucked. Then I'm going to put my hands right back here. And I'm going to push. Do not tighten your butt here. drop your shoulders, and really keep your knees soft and push forward with the hip bones. And you're gonna feel, if you're tight in your hips, if you're tight in your lower back, when you step away from this move, you're just gonna go, oh my goodness, that's like magic. And I'm like, no, it's just physiology. It's the way you're put together. And when you're doing proper alignment, that helps. But going through these moves will help open up those tight spaces that make you walk funny, okay? Pull those, the heels of your hands in there. See, I'm staying in this position. Don't come out of it. Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath through the nose. Release through the nose if possible, but for sure breathe through the nose. And you would say, why does she keep saying that? It's hard for me to breathe through the nose. Well, yeah, I just had this total blockage of all my sinuses and my, you know, some kind of something's going around. It came from California. Drop your shoulders, keep your knees soft, push. See, I didn't come out yet. No, I didn't. My knees are soft. I don't tighten up. Drop your shoulders again. Push, 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 push. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big breath through the nose. Now, come out slowly and step away and just go like this. Oh my goodness, the tightness, especially if arthritis, you have, you know, you're heading toward, you know, hip issues. Oh my goodness, just taking the time to do this properly. And I would have stayed there probably another minute, but I didn't want to lose y'all. I might have lost a few anyway. Oh, well, we can't please everyone, right? So take a big breath. So what am I doing right now? I'm doing a shifting, okay? I'm fixing to go to the next 3 moves. So if you did everything up to this point and you step away, you're gonna feel so much better just right now. Then I come back here, see how I turned on my heel? Then I'm gonna turn out this way. I'm not super wide. I'm just turning my toe out here because what am I doing? I'm prepping you for the next couple of moves that we're going to do. Number 1. Number 2, I'm helping to get your vestibular system in your ear into functioning. And when you rock, when you swing, and we're just doing a little shifting. So this knee is bent, my shoulders are down, and be willing to step back and do some of these very small moves. It will pay off in big dividends. So a lot of these very small moves I adapted from many different disciplines, physical therapy being the first, Tai Chi, Pilates, yoga. You know, I just have honed a lot of information from a lot of disciplines, because when you are as old as dirt as I am, you learn a few things, okay? Then I come back. See that? Then I'm going to put you on a pillow. Now, if you don't have a pillow, not to worry. Just put your foot in front of you on the floor. Now, see, I said nothing. All I did was step forward with you, correct? Now, I'm going to step forward onto this little disc. If you don't have one, you just simply do this move on the floor, okay? And what you should notice, number 1, is when I step forward onto the pillow or onto the floor, what are you doing with the back leg? So see, when I start to step like this, almost everybody, if they've not been trained, almost everybody, when they get ready to step, you know what they do? They do this little move. See that? And then they step. Okay, you know why? Because you're trying to keep your balance. Because your balance is slipping because you had to widen your base. So I'm saying widen your base this way. Do not turn your foot. Soften your knee get ready to shift, step into wherever you're stepping. Now I'm stepping on a very compliant surface, okay? My heel is down in the back. Take a big deep breath. As I'm in this move, I'm gonna turn my thumbs up. I'm gonna drop my shoulders. I'm gonna revisit some of the very moves we just did, and I'm bending my back knee. But you know what I'm doing? I'm keeping my heel down. Yes. Take a big deep breath. Now you're gonna pull the backs of your hands together. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Through the nose, through the nose. Oh, I don't think I told you why I want you to go through the nose. Because the minute you start breathing through your nose, there's like a dozen, maybe 100 of different physiological things that happen. Number one, you take a deeper breath. Okay, keep your shoulders back. Keep bending the knee, bringing it back. Bending the knee, bringing it back. Stay with your feet forward. Big breath. Pull the backs of your hands together. Drop your shoulders. Big breath. Big breath through the nose. And if you can breathe out through the nose, even better. At first, you'll feel kind of a breath hunger. So go ahead and open your mouth and breathe. Or exhale. If you can breathe in through the nose at least, that's a good start. Okay, I'm gonna do the other leg. Are you ready? So again, if you're new to something like this class or this type of thinking, when you go to take a step, especially a little bit wider of a step, do not do that little dance that you do. You go like this, and then you go like this, and then you step, okay? I'm a keen observer, and I've done this a long time, and that's what happens. That's one of the things that's puts you down the path of losing your balance. You got to train your balance in these positions, okay? Take a big breath through the nose, keep your shoulders down. Step. See, I shifted, then I stepped, and I'm on a very compliant surface, a spongy surface. So even if you're not on a spongy surface and you step out, you're going to start feeling wobbly. Always, always, always have a chair by you, okay? Take a breath in. Yeah, breath out. So when you breathe in through your nose. So how do you make sure that you breathe in through your nose? You shut your mouth. What a novel idea. My husband, when he was alive, told me to breathe in through my nose a lot. I hope you're laughing. It's meant to be a joke, but it is true. It is true. Okay. See what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? If you need a hand on a chair, that's fine. Just don't grip. Keep your chin tucked, shoulders down, bend the back knee, but you keep your heel down. And then you go back and you keep your balance and you challenge yourself to stay on balance, keeping lined up. My ears over my shoulders, my chin is tucked. If I start wobbling like this, I'll just go like this. Bend the knee, straighten the knee in the back. Bend the knee as far down as you can, but you keep your heel down. Drop your chin. Yeah, drop your shoulders. Breathing in through the nose. Give yourself a chance to start doing more deep breathing. Why? Because it gets oxygen up to that brain. That's number one. Number two, you start opening up your lungs. Instead of just breathing off the top part of your lungs, breathe through your nose. And how do you do that? Shut your mouth. I know it. Okay, step off. So if you have a hip that's kind of arthritic, kind of a wonky hip, I think it was Marilyn said she has wonky hips. A lot of us do, Marilyn, have wonky hips. So here's my chair. I'm just prepped you now to do the next 3 moves. So I revisited the calf pump, which is what we just did. I put myself on this pillow, which challenged my balance. Now I'm going to go to directly, I did my hyperextension. Now I'm going to go directly into the back extensors. And many people will show this on the floor. There's a lot of people, especially when they first start this, or let's say you've gone through injury, or I don't know, you just think you can't get in the floor. I'm going to show you 2 positions because I am going to get in the floor, but you don't have to. This is what you do instead. This is one of those 7 moves you need to be doing every day, okay? If you want to keep your functioning, if you want to keep your independence. What is so hilarious is the very people that will not do these moves are the people that's desperate to keep their independence. There ain't no pill that's going to do it, okay? This is going to do it. These 7 moves are a step in that direction. So I'm going to do the cat camel, and I'm going to show you how to do it, not only from a chair, but from a counter, okay? So if you just have a table and you want to put your hands on it, great, do that. So I'm going to go cat, mad cat. See how I rotated my hips? See that? My pelvic? And then I went into camel, and we already practiced the hyperextension. So the cat camel is just a variation on hyperextending through the back gently. So there's your camel. Here's your cat. And I'm doing this from a high. You can put your hands on a wall and do this. And see, I'll just drop my chin into my chest, soften my knees, drop my shoulders, and go into the camel. Now I'm going to show it to you on the chair. So some of you might be on a chair. So here I am. I'm going to go into a mad cat. So I'm hip width apart with my feet. Do not bring your knees together. If you go hip or shoulder width apart with your feet, when you go into a little bit of a bend, do not pull your knees together. Keep them right in line with your feet. So see, I'm doing cat camels, a whole series of them. My elbows are soft, tuck my chin. When I go way up into the mad cat, I drop my chin way into my chest. Then when I come down, I'm going to lift the chin. Lift it right up. Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath, then come back. So you can do a whole series right there, a set. Do 6, do 8, and just give your spine, your hips, your back, your shoulders a chance, not only to straighten, but to get lined up and in balance, okay? And to work out some of the tightnesses. This is one of those little tricks, okay? Now, some of you might be wanting to do this on the floor. This is where you generally see this move done, is people are on the floor. So if you do get in the floor, that's a great time to use your pillow, okay? You can put your knees right on the pillow, and you can do your cat, your mad cat, and your camel. And if it bothers your wrist, you merely make a fist. You keep that wrist in what we call neutral plane. Don't let them bend. Now drop your shoulders, push your butt back, lift your chin. Go back under, take a big deep breath, really pull that tail under. Then you rotate it, soften your shoulders, your elbows, and go way into the camel, okay? And you do a series of those. So you can do it from a chair, a counter, or on the floor. Now, since I'm on the floor, I'm going to go ahead and while I'm down here, I'm going to go ahead and extend the cat camel thing. And if you have knee issues and you can put your knee on a pillow, all the better. So here I am. I'm right here. I'm down in the cat camel. Okay. I could be on the chair and do this. I'm going to put one leg back. I'm going to drop my shoulders. Now I'm going to squeeze my butt and lift from the heel leading. Okay. Tight tummy, drop your elbows, and just act like you're going to bring your hand off the floor. Have a finger there. Have your heel lifting. Then bring your hand up if you can. Now, if you want to, you can sneak your arm out. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big breath through the nose. Then you sneak it back. Sneak it back. Okay? Now, at this point, widen up your knees, and I'm going to put my toes underneath. See, my toes are underneath. That helps my foot, my ankle, my whole lower leg to do that. Then I'm going to go down into my elbows, take a big deep breath, and I'm going to put my butt up. I'm going to go back as far as I can go with my butt. Then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to do the other side. Okie dokie. So I'm going to get my other leg down, take a big deep breath, and I'm going to go back, touching my toes, drop your shoulders, tighten your tummy. Now tighten your gluteal and lift. Hang out there for just a little bit. Once you feel like you're on balance, go ahead and attempt to lift one hand off the ground, kind of like you're washing a window. Keep your heel lifting. Tight tummy, take a breath through the nose. Then if you feel like you're on balance, take that arm out and maintain. And you can be doing this from the chair. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Breath, big breath. And come back in and come back in. And again, toes go under, curled, go down to your elbows, push back with your butt. Okay, keep your shoulders down. And then come back and come back. Now I'm going to come off of that block. See, I just push back into my feet. I equalize, and then I come up. See that? Now, that move that I just did is called a quadruped because you're moving all your arms up and down. Quad, several at a time, okay? Here we go. I'm pretending I don't want to get in the floor. Or this is a good way to end. Not to end, but to move on, okay? So I'm going to put one leg back. I have my palms down, and if your hands hurt in any way, shape, or form, just put a little pad on your chair. Be on your hands or on a fist, either or. Drop your shoulders. So I'm going to lift with that heel down. Do not turn your toe out. If you turn your toe out, you've just rotated your hip, which I don't want to do right now because I want to aim right down the back of the leg. Okay, drop your shoulders, take a breath, bring that heel up. Then the opposite hand is going to raise, and you're going to raise it over the chair back. Keep your chin tucked, keep your knees soft. Breath, 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 breath. Bring it in and bring it down. Okay, bend, put your elbows down. And see, I'm showing you how to do from a chair what we just did. And one of the things I can do here now is address my hamstring tightness. So when I'm down here with my elbows, my chin tucked, now I can straighten those legs and pull the toes up. And I hit several tight areas, not only your feet, not only your ankle, not only the backs of your legs and the calves, but all the way up through the hip into the lower back. Bend the knees, take a big deep breath, come back. Either put your hands down like a fist or down like this, whichever you'd like, but you must drop your shoulders, okay? So now I'm gonna raise this hand, so what does that mean? That means I'm gonna raise this foot. So I'm opposite. So if I came up like this, then I'm gonna come up like this, right? So don't do them both at the same time. Get your foot back first. Drop your shoulders. Release the heel. Tight tummy. Reach out over that chair. After you get your heel up, yeah, get your heel up there. Keep your knees soft. Take big breaths. Through the nose. Through the nose. Through the nose. Hang on. Lift the heel up. Tight tummy. Yeah, hang on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in. Bring those elbows down. Go shoulder width and straighten those legs. You're gonna feel a big stretch here, then pull the toes up. Pull the toes up, keep your chin tucked. Take a big deep breath. Really pull the chest right on in to your legs. Then put your feet down. Pull the chest into the legs. You feel a big stretch coming right up through here. Bend the knees. And push back and come up. Take a big deep breath. Calf pump. Hamstring stretch. I did multiple ways. Cat camel. The hyperextension of the back. Lying, standing, whatever. But don't lock your legs when you do it. Soften the knees, don't bend them, and push like that. Keep your chin tucked. I did this every time I could up against a wall when I was in the airport. Okay, I just went up to a counter and I just leaned my shoulders there, softened my knees, dropped my shoulders, and just pushed my hips forward. Okay, the scapular retraction. Again, if you don't have a tea towel, just pretend you do and act like you're pulling it apart. This will help you the most to stand straighter. And why should you want to do that? Number one, you think better. You know why? You can take a deep breath. That's number one. That's several reasons why. But the towel behind the back helps you to do that. Okay? The chin tuck is just simply absolute necessity for you to be conscious of how far out your head is hanging. Okay? A lot of people don't even realize how far they've drifted forward. They have no concept. So if you did the first part of the class, that took you through the back hyperextension, but then the other, I went carefully through the cat camel, whole Milu. That just means big deal. All right, I'm in front of my chair. So I'm gonna start heading toward the end with a sit to stand. I am not kidding you. You have to be able to do this move as you keep your independence. And if you want to just blow it off and say, oh, you know, that's not so hard, or wow, that's too hard. Wherever you're at in the spectrum and you refuse to do these properly every single day, probably if I had my choice and could make you do what I wanted you to do to keep your independence, I'd have you do 3 sets of 10. See this? Keep your chin tucked, go into the heels, sit. Now, if it's very difficult for you to sit to stand without grabbing something to pull yourself up, you're heading toward dependence. I didn't say depends, I said dependence. But you may need depends because you can't get down on the john. I'm being real here, y'all. I just visited some of my kinfolk and gave her the what for, my aunt, to keep her function, to keep her independence. I want you to be able to go down. What did I just do? I put a 2-inch, it's barely a 2-inch little pillow, okay? It's a little balance disc on my chair. I did that because I want to show you that if it's hard for you to stand up and sit down anywhere, especially from a bench or a normal kitchen chair, you better take that as a red flag because you're heading toward picking out your bedpan, okay? Make sure it's a nice color. I hope you're laughing. Okay, do you see what I'm doing? I raised it because it gives you the chance to use the correct muscles, okay? Take a big breath, shut your mouth, go into a deep hip hinge, and then push through your heels and lift your butt, because that's going to make you use the muscles that's required to keep your dependence. I mean, your independence, because you don't want to be dependent. You see this? As I come up and as I come down, I don't let my knees drift in or out. We will do those moves at a point, but when you're doing this move to help your mobility and to help your ability to get up and out of a chair and sit back down without help, either you're on by grabbing something or, you know, you ask somebody to grab you. Oh my goodness, that's what you don't want to do. Keep your chin tucked. Breath in through the heels, come up and come back down. Now, after you've done that several times with a pillow, then you take that pillow out, okay? So I'm not sure if Julia is still on. Just explain to them that pillow is pillow. I just call it a pillow. Because it's just out of meanness, because I know it bugs my teachers. Okay. Thumbs are out, shoulders are down. Here I go. Shift into the heels, right there. Now hover or hoover or however you want to say it. And then come up and down, up and down, up and down. Breath, breath. Keep your shoulders down, breathe. Through the nose, stay low, stay low. Don't bring your head lower than your butt and then sit down. Then right now, stand back up. Take a breath. Yes, yes. I know it. All right. Now I'm going to go down a set. And now I could have done this whole next segment on the floor. Some of you may want to do it on the floor. Great. But if you don't, just stay right here. I'm going to go like this because I'm again going to open this. Okay. If I open this, I do not stick my head out. I keep my chin tucked. All right. I sit on the edge of my chair and I rotate. Okay, just like that. And I rotate full range. This is my replaced hip. This is my replaced knee. And this is my toes that were all broken because I had to have some corrective surgery. So I understand some of this stuff. I'm just saying, you ain't dead yet. All right. You need to give your body that message by doing a class like this. Okay, turn. Here we go. And I'm going to keep my chin tucked, breathing through my nose. See how my toes are tucked under there? I'm keeping this pulling back. So I'm revisiting some of the very moves that I started this class with. Now, when you come to this point, you want to lean back a bit until you feel the stretch right here in your quad. And then you hold it there for maybe 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. Then you come back. You only have to do like 2 or 3 of these to help open up those tight muscles, open up those tight joints. Okay, so I'm on the edge of my seat. Don't fall off. That happens. And then I turn and I point my knee down and then I open back. And if you have a hip replaced and a knee replaced, it's a little difficult sometimes to get in a position to get that wonderful stretch release. And this is what this is. So my shoulders are down. I'm pulling back with my head and neck, pulling down against my T-towel. Woo! Hang out there for a few seconds, then you come back. Last one. to get you walking smoothly today is right here. See, I'm going to come down here like I'm thinking about something. And I'm going to just put my elbow in one knee and turn and look over my opposite shoulder. And I'm pushing right here, just like you're going to elbow somebody, you know, in a sneak move. If you're playing basketball, you just kind of elbow somebody when the ref's not looking. Works really well. Here we go. Put your elbow right there and push. See that? It's not going to hurt my hip. It is going to help my hip because I feel the stretch in the groin. My back is not flexed. My back is very extended. And then I turn and I look over my shoulder. Drop my shoulders again. Shut my mouth. And what is that a cue for? Breathe through your nose. Right. So see? Yeah. Then I come to center. Don't come up from that point. Everybody wants to come up. Don't do that because you're putting your back way out here. It's in a big stretch position. Are you ready? Close your lips. Breathe through your nose. Drop your shoulders. Put the elbow right there. Turn as you're pushing and look as far as you can over your shoulder. Push your elbow right into that knee, right into the side of the leg. Keep pushing. Come down lower if you can. Take a huge breath. Big breath through the nose. You hang out there for at least 10 seconds, maybe 30. And then you come down here as if you were going to pick up something. Okay? But here's the deal. All bets are off. That means you're done moving. If you go lower here and you round your back, your lower back, then you can't go down any further. Okay? Because I don't want you to round your back. I want you to come down as far as your adductors, abductors, your flexors and extensors can let you go down with your back very extended. This is a very functional pathway of moving to get yourself so that you walk better, so that you can keep your independence. You can go down and use the bathroom without grabbing onto some kind of a handhold thing, okay? Your muscles you can keep. You just got to make a decision you're going to keep them. Here we go. I'm going to push into my heels and come up. That's my goal. For anybody tuning in, I do this day by day by day. I keep doing it because it's the moves I need to do. I've had to change how I move with all my own replaced joints, etc. But I hope you got some good out of today and you move better already. Bye.